Okay, so we both got our COVID tests. They're both negative, so that's great. We were able to check in. They didn't give us too much flack on that about not having a return date. And I got through security because I'm TSA approved, and now just wait for Mike. So here we are. MSD Airport, first leg.
Hey everybody, wanted to give an update about day one of Prague as I am standing here on our Airbnb rooftop in Brno. We didn't take any videos that day when we went to do our day tour. Along with later that evening we went to have a plague tour as well. So both are really fun, but for whatever reason I didn't do any video. Maybe I was just too tired from the jet lag. So anyways, hope you enjoy the rest of our trip. Next stop was our Kutná Hora tour. So enjoy. Hey, good morning on our second full day here in Prague, and we are actually on our way to Kutná Hora today to also check out the Church of Bones for basically a full day tour.
So just left the Bone Chapel. This is the church that it's in. It's in the below, and it's pretty cool. Got a lot of different things. Basically, there was such a big graveyard that they needed a place to put the bones, and so they first stacked them up, and then they hired an artist to come make it in. It's very interesting. You know, not something you see in America. I've seen something like this in Milan before, but it was a lot smaller and not as artistic. So it's kind of cool. We're going up the hill, so Kutná Hora. Hora means hill in Czech, so we're going up the hill. And Kutná Hora was originally a small town with some monks, and then the monks found silver, so it was a silver mine. And it's how basically Prague was created, was through the silver that the king decided was his. And then the monastery is no more, and it is now a cigarette company where they produce cigarettes. So that's what most of the city lives off at. There's a little bit of the tourism because of a couple of the Bone Chapel and just the history of the area, but other than that, you can go into silver mines, but we're not doing that today.
So right now we are standing just outside of St. Barbara's Cathedral. What a beautiful, beautiful old church.
Hey everybody, it is August 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, Sunday. It's Sunday in August. Rainy day here in Prague, and I'm heading to the Jewish Quarter. That's something that we weren't able to do in Prague last time we were here. It's a set of 4 or 5 synagogues. Each of them tell a little different part of Jewish culture or history, and then it all ends with a memorial for the Holocaust. So I'm going on my own today, very exciting, and we'll see how it goes.
So this evening we decided that we wanted to go on a boat tour on the river Vltava. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but it was a nice little tour, just kind of took us around in circles down a little river and learned a bit about the past of the river and everything built around it, and it was just overall just a fun, chill evening, walking across Charles Bridge and checking out some of the old inner city town, and got some good hot chocolate Starbucks, and yeah, just overall just a really good, chill evening. All right, Chrissy, where are we at this morning?
Today, we're at the Royal Gardens right now, but we're going to walk over and do the Prague Castle complex, which is like 5 different buildings.
So here we are in the courtyard of Charles Castle. This is the third, we're in the third courtyard in front of the St. Vitus Cathedral. Many, many layers of different cathedrals added on top of older cathedrals. Definitely one of the things to check out when you come to Prague.
Hi everyone, we are on a train. We're going to Český Krumlov. We're told it is one of the best places to go outside of Prague, and we're just going to spend the day there and relax. So we'll let you know what it looks like.
We have made it to our room in Český Krumlov. This is just a real quick, that's it. This is the room. All right, so we found this cool hangout area, which is actually the smoking area, but then we found this for the view.
There's the castle to the right, and then this bridge and go underneath on top of it. And go around here and wave at people. Hi people!
just finished our tour of Český Krumlov Castle and saw some wonderful, wonderful things that unfortunately we couldn't show you because they didn't allow any photography. But it's honestly just something that if you ever make it to Czech Republic, you need to come and see yourself. Take an evening or two to come visit this beautiful medieval town that really wasn't touched by a whole lot as far as war and anything else. Tomorrow we have the theater tour of the castle, so we'll be able to check that out.
When Mike and I were waiting for our tour, we were sitting in this second courtyard, it's called, and if you look around, it's obviously very painted. We're like, oh, it's kind of lame, you know, just painting something to look like something. But when we did the tour, we found out that in the 17th century, the family that lived here, they were the ones who painted it. So it makes it a little bit better. It's still fake-ass paint, but it's 17th century fake-ass paint and not 19th century fake-ass paint. So there you go. There's more folks coming. You can't see everything. They're on the side there. Strength to that man. Is it good? I'm recording you.
Yeah, it's good.
It's all gone too.
Most of it. Honestly, you ate most of it though.
What? It's like 8:30 at night, and we're sitting out on that deck that we showed you earlier, just enjoying the beautiful view of the castle. And yeah, we had dinner in the restaurant below. It was okay. And now we're gonna go to bed, and good night.
We just finished our tour of the Castle Theater here in Český Krumlov.
Yeah, so it's one of the only theaters, there's two of them in Europe that are still 95% complete from their original. So they have all of the original
Baroque theater.
Everything, and everything's an optical illusion. So it looks like it's marble, but it's not. It looks like it's a long theater, but it's not. And then they showed us underneath how the pulley system works. And then they showed us a video of how quickly, within 10 seconds, you could be from a garden to a palace to whatever. But yeah, if you ever come to this area,
it's a have to.
You have to come see the theater.
You have to come see the theater.
You have to do the tour of the theater. We're walking back through town. We're going to go back to our train station, but I wanted to add some stuff about the theater. In the back, of course, there was the place for the owners of the theater, the Schwarzenbergs. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. And if they didn't like the performance, they could easily shut the drapes, and then the performance would have to end. But this never happened because they would always put their kids in the performance because they are noblemen and their kids have to learn how in public to behave and to be able to speak and to be in front of crowds. So they use theater as a way to teach noble kids how to behave and how to be noble, which I found it really fascinating.
So I just had an interesting interaction with trying to get just a cold sandwich today. I went to a small market to get a sandwich, and there was a gentleman who was just sweeping the floor, and he happened to be right in front of the cold sandwiches where I was trying to get. So I waited, stood there, and he looked and saw me, and he waved me past to try to have him go past him to, and I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't want to bother you. And as soon as we're having this conversation, a Czech lady with her bag just goes right in between us, right where the guy was sweeping. And he proceeds to kind of all of a sudden go on a rant about the Czechs and how rude they are and how I'm the first one all day to actually wait on him to be able to do his job. So it was just a really interesting interaction today. Good morning. So we have left Prague and now we are on our way to Brno. Getting up at 5:20 something this morning to be able to make our train. So yeah, looking forward to the change of scenery.
All right, we made it to Brno now.
After taking a train from Prague into Brno, found our way to Pernštejn Castle. So yeah, we're just going to walk through ourselves, not do a tour, and basically just experience what this starting, I guess, in the 13th century castle, and then added on by many times of whoever owned it. So we'll see what this has to offer.
As a recap of our day, we got up this morning at about 5:30 to catch a 6:22 train to Brno, which is the second largest city in the Czech Republic. From there, we met our tour guide, Helen, who took us basically to the cave system. This whole area is like Swiss cheese of caves. And so she took us to the cave system. She drove us around, which was fantastic because there's no way we could have done this on our own. She then took us to a important convent of the area, a very old convent. There's even nuns there, but they won't tell us anything. From there, we went to Pernštejn, I'm gonna say that wrong, castle. We walked around the courtyard there, which was really awesome. Then she very nicely drove us to the grocery store so we can get some food, got us to Brno to our Airbnb, which is where I am now, which I'm kind of dark in the picture, but you can see our amazing view.
We wanted to give our final thoughts on Czech Republic as a whole. We're learning as we go along here of what we're missing with giving information at the end of our days and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to improve in the future.
We'll be better at that. We promise.
In any event, we wanted to give our final thoughts on Czech Republic as a whole. And I kind of liked the fact that, unlike when we went to Greece and those other countries, with Czech Republic, you are shown what it was like in the 13th, 14th, 12th century. You're not missing any of that.
The war didn't touch Czech Republic as much as it did Warsaw or France, and so you have, like behind us in this video right there, you have St. Peter and Paul's Church, which has been there since the 13th century and it hasn't been recreated. Whereas if you go to Munich and when we go to Warsaw, those cities were completely ruined. And so you have that in Prague too. Everything is very old and authentic, and you have that experience. All the streets are terribly hard to get through because you can't get through them. So I really like that as well.
So the country as a whole, so far, of what
good.
we're able to experience?
It's good. I like the food, very, very meat and potatoes. The pickles tasted like dill pickles / sweet pickles. People are generally friendly. The nature is beautiful, and I mean, it is August, I don't know what day, and I'm sitting outside with a blanket on because it's nice and cool out. So this might be my new summer home. We'll see. Just have to learn some Czech. But yeah, I think Czech is definitely worth a visit. I mean, it's not as busy as Paris, it's not as hot as Rome, but you still get the authentic feel of being in a European city. So I think it's worth a visit.
All right, on to our next adventure.